Okay, well, let's do this for a little bit before everyone shows up. Michelle Marshall, can you hear me? I will wait for your response before continuing. Uh-oh. It's not the Barnes & Noble today. Stephen Prosser, can you hear me? Haven't had any confirmation as to whether you guys can hear me or not. Because there's still a whole bunch of things that we're working out. Buzz here. Wait, there's a buzz in the audio or your name is Buzz? Or both. Because last time there was a buzz on the audio. Okay, well, you can hear. All right, hello everyone. We have had some problems because, as you know, we got hacked a few weeks back. Then our live privileges got revoked because we were, had all these copyright strikes on our account. Nothing we uploaded. It was all just that weird, I don't even know what it was. It was like Ace Financial, or no, it was called something else. Arc Financial, Arc something, whatever. So we figured that out. Yeah, thank you, Mike. So why it says Barnes and Noble is because we're still working out some things with OBS. I'm not allowed to schedule any lives right now, so I have to just spontaneously go live and then run in there and change everything. So everything has been changed, and I think I did the I just did the YouTube stuff right now, and I think someone else from our team is doing the display picture and all of the keywords and the tags and everything like that. So we're working on that literally right now. I hope that you guys are here for the Inkpalm, not Barnes and Noble, because I know Michelle Marshall just dropped in and says, excited to hear about the Nook 4, but it's not going to be the Nook 4 today. It's not. I'm sorry. Nook 4 coverage is done, and we are moving on with our lives. And we're into the Inkpalm by... Now, relax everybody on the pronunciation. There are tons of things in the world that people can pronounce and cannot pronounce, and I'm not going to use a specifically Chinese word and accent to say Xiaomi. We're just going to say Xiaomi because it is the most internationally accepted way to say Xiaomi. I know it's Xiaomi or something like that, but I don't speak Mandarin. I speak Japanese and French and English and a bunch of other things. So we're just going to call it Xiaomi. Please and thank you, because it just really cuts down, and we're not here to make anybody mad or offend anybody. We're just here to say what it is. And for the international crowd, this is Xiaomi. This is Xiaomi Moan collaboration. Moan is a separate company that kind of tags their name on things. So they had their hand in the Inkpalm, and they had their hand in the W7. They did not have their hand in the Xiaomi Mi Reader line, which is the 6-inch line that Xiaomi did with that orange box that says MI in lowercase. That's Mi. They make like, watch bands and headphones and stuff like that. So this is the Xiaomi Inkpalm 5 Gen 2. And, oh, it's really small, by the way. I'm holding it near the camera. It's really small. This is a very, very tiny device because it is a 5-inch. I think it's 5.1. I think it's 5.1. Oh, my mom's here. Awesome. Hello from Vancouver Island. Yes. Vancouver Island is just off the coast of Vancouver, and where my family lives, where we moved to, is a very small ferry ride away from mainland Vancouver. It's not very far. And comparing to Victoria, which is a very famous city in North America in general, and not so much the world, but a lot of people in North America know Victoria. It's really far. Victoria is actually further south than the U.S.-Canadian border. It's actually quite a ways down there. Anyways, this is a 5.2-inch. They call it the Inkpalm Mini 5, but it is a 5.2 technically. It's a very small screen, and you might be saying it looks like a cell phone, and that's because it really does look like a cell phone. It is meant to look like that. That was by design, and this unit is built from the ground up. No, there are no SIM capabilities whatsoever. There's absolutely no SIM capabilities. It wasn't meant to be a smartphone. It just kind of looks like it because, pardon me, pardon me. If you think about it, how else are you going to make this look if not like this? Because it can be argued that this layout, which seems to be kind of cookie cutter, is really the only way to make something. You're not going to make a square panel device because it's not natural to hold. So, yes, by the sheer random circumstances of how this all went down, we can see why everyone thinks it looks like a smartphone, because smartphones are so prevalent in the world and they're so everywhere. So that when you see this, you say, oh, it's a smartphone. Well, yeah, kind of. It looks like one, but how else are you going to design it? There's not really any other way. Very few manufacturers branch out from a typical bar layout. It's not just Xiaomi. It's a lot of manufacturers that do this. And it looks so kind of industry standard, so to speak. Yes, so this is the Inkpalm 2nd Gen. Now, how is it different from the 1st Gen? It really isn't too different. They call it the 2nd Gen, but really it's the exact same thing, except it is super reflective, as you see there. It's a complete gloss panel. It's not glass, it's gloss. So it's a chrome plastic, very reflective, and unfortunately, it's very reflective on the screen as well. We'll get to that in a second. This is also different in that it has a 100 milliamp smaller battery than the previous gen, but it is more refined. The processor is also more refined, as all we can do is just go off of what they tell us. It's also a USB-C that's advanced, and it is I'm trying to think of what else was different about it. I think that's it. Oh, it's lighter. That's right. And very funnily enough, before we even had the specs on our unboxing, which we don't really cut, I picked it up and I was like, something just occurred to me. I was like, you know what, this feels lighter. And it was indeed, depending on your scale and, the circumstances of wind and all that stuff. It's 1 to 4 grams lighter than the previous gen. And, it's probably just a 50-50 guess that I said it was lighter. My only choices were it is lighter or it is not. Or I guess it is the same. But either way, this ended up being lighter. Now for the screen. It is an e-ink screen. But then look at that. And that's just silly. Why would you make an e-ink screen and then put a glass layer on top? It's safer. You know what I mean? It covers everything. But unfortunately, it's not it's not indicative of what you should do on an e-reader. I'm pulling out Google Lens right now because I can't read what a user of ours just messaged. So I'm just going to look it up right here by translating. And Tang said, Xiaomi, isn't this the best e-reader phone? The 119 has been out for quite some time now. Tang is, I believe, your name. This isn't a phone. It's just shaped like a phone. I'm sorry, I can't speak Chinese, but yes, it's not a phone. It just looks like a phone. It really does look like a phone. Because we all know smartphones are everywhere, and everyone has these little flat chocolate bar size supercomputers in our pocket that we stare out all day. So when we see something like this, we associate and we go, oh, look, it's a phone, it's a phone. Well, no, it's just that's the way it just looks, like that's the way it looks. That's the way the Hisense Touch was designed. It's just the way it kind of ends up looking just through the production process. Now you might be asking, this is all in Chinese, and it is, but you can load in firmware. It's very easy. You don't have to root your device. You load in firmware and it makes it English. And there are some English menu options on here inherently, but for the most part, it is a Chinese-only device, and that's because we've gained a distributor agreement with Xiaomi over the years of just being in business, and this was never meant to really be sold outside of mainland China. Even the that here, I'll bring over the box here. It's just off camera. This is a little rainbow aluminum panel owl, and this is called Get, is what it's translated into in English. Get is a ecosystem of it's basically a store slash system that you log into on this phone. I think it's by going here. And there's the owl right there. Oh, you might just click that, or that's my account settings. Anyways, and the owl is on the bottom here too. I'll show you. Of course, this is only relevant if you live in China. So, but as we see here, we do have some Chinese users joining us today. So this is completely relevant in that regard. And if you guys want to know, you can. And if you want to sign off, please do so if this isn't relevant for you. We're just doing this because we're here to give back and show you guys everything we can. But yeah, the Get ecosystem, you can actually download books. You can download classroom programs. You can download editorials, textbooks, class sessions of different educational institutions and stuff like that. It's a very interesting ecosystem if you live in mainland China. It doesn't work outside of mainland China. You can browse everything. It's just you can't really consume it. I'm a friend from China. Oh, nice. Hello. And just wondering if there's a system language option for English for your country. It's embarrassing. I'm sure something was lost in translation there. But no, there is no language option. If we go to settings here, no, there is no language option. There is a language option on... Oh, here it is. Yeah, so there is a language option, but the only selections in the options is Chinese. So I can read that because that says the same thing in Japanese, pretty much. It says language or whatever. So, and very, very not coincidentally, fortunate for us is that the second gen, this one, has a language option. It says language, and you click on it, and normally there'd be these all long list of language: Portuguese, Farsi, Arabic, etc. And you just simply click on something, boom, and there you go. Oh, here's English. Oh, I'll do UK English. And it says hello instead of hello. But this one was only preloaded with all these no selections. It's literally just Chinese, and I don't even know if that says simplified or traditional, because I can't read it. It says oh, it might be easy. It might say easy. It says middle sentence. Anyways, so it's promising that we finally do have a language option that we've never had before. But as it stands out of the box, you don't get any other languages. But we have been very influential in the e-reader world, and as we are, and we've actually talked some major companies into putting English on their units. So before we landed our distribution agreement with Big Me out of mainland China, they only had Chinese on their units. And we're like, I mean, that's totally fair because it's your market. It's your country. It's your product. It's your market. Do as you please. But if you're reaching out to us for the sole purposes of expanding internationally, well, I mean, what's the most prevalent language in the world? It's English. It is, and it always will be. It's everywhere in every single country. You go to any country, and It won't be French on the street signs as a translation. It won't be German on the little alternative language at the bus terminal. It's always going to be English characters to some degree, and it's just the way the world works currently. So, with that is the potential to have all these other languages, and all they got to do is flip a switch, pull the trigger, and have this completely opened up to everything. And that's what Bigme did. We said, hey, Bigme, it'd be really great if all your future items would have English on them. And they're like, okay. I don't think they said it like that, but they did, and they focus. Webcams, man, you can't choose focus. There we go. And Bigme did. To their credit, they did. And now the Bigme B1 Pro, B1 Pro Plus, and the Carve Color, and the B1 Max, and all their units they have now are all completely in English. So it shows promise that this in the future could potentially have different languages on it. French, German, Korean, anything you want. Hopefully. And it is Android. So, yeah. So that's some answers to questions here. Eli Goldberger says we need more affordable e-readers with 10-inch color screens and with Android. I will tell you some good news. MeBook, a.k.a. Boyu, a.k.a. Howking, a.k.a. we don't even know what's happening right now. Boyu has been the leader of Android, Google Play, and affordability. They're cheaper than Onyx. They're way cheaper than Dasung. They have note-taking layers. And they're one of the three companies, Onyx, Boyu, and Dasung, that have Google Play on their devices. Boyu has jumped off the radar a little bit. Oh, I have the MeBook reader right here. I'll just peek it in. It's on my little side table. There it is. I can show you this. It's totally available. This is the MeBook. We won't get into this right now, unless you want. I mean, it's all for you guys. Yeah, this is the MeBook, and they're reviving their company. Boyu kind of got out of the e-reader game. They're focusing on more education, but they still support all the Boyu products, and they still have the P6. But MeBook has taken the reins on the P78, and the P10, Eli Goldberger, is the P10 Pro. Hold on. P10 and P10W. Yes, Boyu had the P10 and the P10W. MeBook will be releasing the P10 Pro, and that is going to be a very affordable, note-taking, 10-inch Google Play glow light enabled device. So that is going to be your solution to your question there. So that's going to be the one. Eli Goldberg also says English and Spanish at least. Yeah, just about every continent speaks Spanish. They do Spanish down in South America. They do North America. They do Europe, of course. Central America, that's not a continent, but yeah. They speak Spanish in Africa in some countries. They speak Spanish in Asia. Do they speak Spanish in Asia? They speak Portuguese in some places. They speak Tagalog or Filipino, which really does sound like Spanish. It's not, though. Yeah, I mean, Spanish is a very useful language. Absolutely it is. Pardon me. You know what? Here, look at this thing for a sec. I'm going to drink some tea. Oh my gosh. Really dry lately. What do we got? We got Mike Bergman. Is it an additional language that they can add with firmware? Yes, they can. We've never had the language selection option there before, and just simply having that is very promising because a lot of devices like the MeBook, the Me Reader by Xiaomi, iReader's great, but they just will not put English on their units. They don't even have a language option. This one finally does. This one says, "Hey, what do you want to choose as your language? How about Chinese? How about Chinese? I want Chinese because there's no other options." But had there been other options and had they have put in a whole bunch from the get-go, yes, you can absolutely just change it, and it all changes. It's completely capable. I'm going to show you this right now, actually. Look at this. I'm going to go into here. Because if you go into, where is it? I can't read anything. I can read like 10% of what I see on the screen right now. And that's not very helpful. See, I don't know what that says. Oh, here, settings. Go down to about. No. Oh, no. Which one is yes? Uh-oh. I actually don't know which one's yes. Hold on. Hold on. I can't read which one is yes. Okay, that's cancel. By the way, Google Lens is your best friend. Sponsored by Google? No, it's not. We're not sponsored. But yeah, you just point your phone at something, and this is the advantage of AR in the modern age. You point your phone at something like this, and it just translates everything. You can even take a picture and bring it up to your face and go like that. So back in the day, you know, you need to have your buddy next to you and say, "Hey, you translate for me." But now it's like you just hold your phone and it translates anything to anything live. AR, augmented reality. Anyways, I was gonna go to here and show you that if you tap on a bunch of stuff, you'll get all this English stuff. I think you got to tap the Android or the OS 10 times. One of these brings you to developer options. Here it is. Oh, developer. It says you're a developer now. Okay, where's the developer option now? We did send one of these out for testing for see if we can crack it and you know, hopefully report back to you guys. Yeah, see, I don't know what any of this says. Anyways, on some of these units, you can actually go into. So, oh, look, see, shortcut manager. Shortcut manager, it's in English. I can read that. And activity. Yeah, so a lot of these units, you can go into developer options, and it shows you some things like waveform and EPD and glow light, all that stuff. But for the most part, no, it's just in English. Chinese, sorry. Eli Goldberg, I use the P10. Fantastic unit, very good. And I believe as it translated, your name said Tang, so I'll go with that, Mr. Tang. Thank you very much for your evaluation of different brands. Very professional. Many of our netizens in China will forward and move your review videos. That's very appreciative of you. Yeah, we don't take any. A lot of people ask us, and they're like, you know, I'm gonna do the typical, online troll. They're like, well, why would you do that if it's not in English? And it's like, well, because there's 200 plus countries in the world, sir, and we don't discriminate against any language, race, culture, or product launch. We've reviewed the Moo Ink from Taiwan, and we've reviewed the Storytel from Sweden, and we have this potentially Arabic device coming to our office. And why would we say no to something if it's going to benefit people that may speak a certain language? That makes no sense for us to do that. So if something's in Chinese, and we know that some people out there speak Chinese and some people out there speak French and all that, we're going to review it. So it's just that simple. So I do very much appreciate your assistance, Tang, but I will believe it is very difficult to spread our review videos, seeing that we do YouTube and Facebook and Google, and none of those exist in China. So without VPNs, of course. Mutant Tan says yes. Okay, hold on. I don't think Mutant Tan said anything prior to warrant him saying yes. Okay. No, he didn't. Yes. Me book excited. Get it? Huh. I get it, Michelle. We have... Oh, Mutant Tan sent something again. How about price? This is $179. $189. The first gen was $179. This one's $189, unfortunately. Yeah. Eli Goldberg, I'll buy that P10 Pro when it comes to the market. Yes, MeBook is powering through everything. It looks really cool, the MeBook. It's very matte everywhere. The front is matte, you see there in the back, and then in the light. The back is nicely matte. It's this really diffused brush aluminum. You can't even see the same light. Look at that. It's a very nice, well put together unit. It looks great. Feels good in the hand. It's got Google Play on board. It just turn it on. You don't have to do any of that weird GSFID stuff. USB-C, it's got speakers on the bottom. It's a very nice looking unit. We will be getting into that in the future. And we'll be putting that on the poll after this. So yeah. Where are we? Eli Goldberg. Oh, you already said that. Why? T. Shige says, I don't see where the Inkpalm is better than the A7. No, you're right. The Inkpalm is not better than the A7. The A7 towers over the Inkpalm. The Inkpalm is a... Now, let me show you some reading. I mean, you guys aren't asking questions, again, which is totally fine, but I'll just get into it then. I'll just show you a book. So we're going to go over here, go to our documents, and show you a book. It took me half an hour to show you a book. But you guys aren't asking us to do anything with this unit, which is not the point. You're supposed to ask us questions. No, we appreciate you guys just stopping by. This is a book. This is what it looks like. And here, let's put it up against a 7.8 inch. So that's the point of it, is that it's really small. The A7 by Hisense is a mammoth machine with 128 gigs on board and a octa-core processor with every spec in the book thrown at it. This is not a spec powerhouse. It says a little tiny light, little tiny panel with no speakers, no earpiece. You see here, there's no camera, there's no earpiece, there's no SIM card, there's no data, there's nothing. It's just an ebook reader. You hold it in one hand and you go do 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 do. And yes, you can use the up and down volume buttons. So this is what it looks like. Here, okay. Here, I'm just gonna go like this. Can I go up? Yeah, okay. This is me holding it in my hand and reading it. I can just go like this, and I'm pushing the volume up and down, or I can swipe. And it's really easy because your hand, my hands aren't long. They're big, but they're not long. I can reach the whole other side of it just by going like this, and I can change pages, or I can use the physical buttons on the power button. Sorry, not the power buttons, the volume buttons. Up and down is left and right, respectively. And that's it. I'm reading the book, and it's very quick. And there's two modes. There's, forget what it translated into, clear mode and speed mode. So that's the point. Who asked that? Why Tashige is because it's not. And it's also a quarter of the price than the A7. The A7's like $500, depending on what setup you get. A7CC, A7, etc. This is not a spec powerhouse at all. In fact, I have... Hey, where's the box? I have some specs on the back here. 5.2 inch, 284 PPI. Doesn't say anything about processor. It's not a spec powerhouse. This is not. It's an ebook reader. It's a really, really tiny ebook reader. Look at that. It's like it's really small. Look at that. Look at that. Yes, thank you for the comment. Derek Goodwin. I will also buy a P10. You will soon know Chinese. Maybe. I mean, I can read a little bit of it, but it doesn't always translate the same. Bitter Almonds. Oh, a mini e-reader. And a heart-eyed face with tears blasting out of her eyes. Yes, that's, or his eyes. Yeah, it's a mini e-reader. That's what it is. It's called the Inkpalm Mini. It's a 5-inch, 5.2, and it is it's a tiny experience. It's great to just hold it and like blast through pages. It really is. Oh, look, my name. Oh, wait, where is it? Right there. Now, the downside is that you're going to have to download, the Amazon app. You'll have to download Moon Plus Reader, etc. Because this particular app is only in Chinese. But that doesn't mean the unit will only be in Chinese if you download Kindle, because it won't. That means you can use anything. You just, you can highlight, and some of these are long press, comments and dictionary definitions and stuff like that. I can't read it, of course, but yeah, it's quite a cool little thing. It really is. The back is kind of silly. Hey guys, it's super reflective, and it's not even metal or glass. Here, let's do the whole review like this. Hey guys, how's it going? Am I looking into it right there? It's not even glass, guys. It's plastic. Yeah, which means it will really scratch. And yeah, it's a weird setup. The idea is great. You know what they should have done? Plastic back, matte plastic back, and a matte front. It's as easy as that. And if you're saying, oh, you can't do that for the price. Yes, you can. This is one of the most affordable in its class. It's matte all over the dang place. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, so there's no excuse. I don't know why they went glass front. I don't know why. It's really weird. Michelle Marshall, looks like it's a matte finish on the book. Well, it does from like a bird's eye view with no camera. With no lights. But you can see the light bulb. We put a light bulb here for reflection. It was just like a $1 thing I hang from my desk. Yeah. I mean, that's silly. You're reading a book, right? Everybody, like, I'm gonna read a book. Here you go. I'm gonna read a book. All right. Oh, this is the best book I've ever read. And then you're reading, you get to the stunning conclusion, and you're blinded. You're like, oh no, I'll never know what happened to Jennifer. And that's it. Game over. No, your book's not on a timer. You're good. But you know what I mean. A gloss e-reader doesn't make sense. Gloss e-paper in general doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Who do we got here? Magic Blue. It's a shame that it's in Chinese out of the box. Yes, but you can put English on it quite easily. Derek Goodwin again. Looks like a little glossy. How distracting is that? Very, Derek, as you saw from our... Look at that. Yeah, very, very distracting. The front's no better. If I actually turn it off, you can probably still see me. Here, look. I'll go right here at the black bezel. There I am. Yeah, it's really... Silly. It's cool. It's just silly. I mean, you get what you pay for, guys. I mean, in the year 2022, where smartphones are thousands of dollars. That's an accurate thing to say. Smartphones can be thousands of dollars. Granted, they do a lot of stuff. But to get something packaged and landed for 180 bones, in this day and age, I understand, things aren't meant to last, planned obsolescence, incremental upgrades. That is our reality. The reality is that's what it is. And for this to be 180 is not terrible. It really isn't in the grand scheme of things. People will say, it's very expensive, I'll buy a used iPad. Well, go for it. It won't be ink. It'll be an iPad. Stephen Prosser, okay, you come to play. Oh, you want a question, Peter? I got one. Get the book's leaf case. I already see it. Download Kindle, download a free book, and see if physical buttons work on the Inkpalm with the leaf case. Wait, I think they do, don't they? I think they would. Wouldn't they? Pretty sure. I'm actually thinking right now if it does or not. I'm like hanging my head. Okay, hold on. Yeah, no, it does. I think we showed that. Okay, you know what? Steven. Wait, did we do a live on the Leaf? I'm just going to check really quick. I don't know if we did a live on the Leaf yet. We did the Mira. Glow Light 4. Oh, we did the Leaf, Steven. I think you were even part of that. I think I showed that. I don't know. We'll have to double check on that. Why Tashige says on the Mi book and video, can you show video? Yes, you can watch videos. Tashige. It has different modes. It has oh man, should we just be naughty and show you guys a little bit? Oh no, don't look. Okay. I'm just gonna show you this a little bit because this is really interesting. No, I'm not gonna show you. Should I? No, I'm not gonna show you. If you guys want, I'll bring it back. Tashige, yes, you can put speed mode. It has a speed mode A2, and you can watch videos on the Mi book, so you can. Boy, already are always really good at that. Michelle Marshall, gloss does not make sense. I agree, it really doesn't. I'm looking around my desk see if I have any other e-ink products. No, my watch is over there, so yeah, it's fine. Yeah, gloss doesn't make sense. It has a place in it, time and a place, and that's not where it should be with e-ink. Magic Blue, how are the fingerprints on the front? Can you see it while reading? No, you can't. You can't see the fingerprints on the white or the non-black portion. You can certainly see it on the on here. You see a big old finger, and the back is a mess. It's a very, very bad. Eli's like, come on, show the Mi book. I can't. I mean, I can do whatever I want. I mean, YouTube guys were like, do the Xiaomi today, and I'm like, all right, but I guess I could. Oh, you know what? I can't. Look, it needs an update. I actually need to update it. Oh, and it fixed the problem with GSFID bind exception. All right, I'm going to update it now off camera. Oh, it's a fairly large update. All right. Back to this. Yeah, we'll show it next time, girls and boys. We can't do it right now. I'm sorry. Mike Bergman, again, Bergman, I don't know. Is the owl button at the bottom a capacitive button? It is. It's a hardware. It's actually on the hardware. It's not part of the software. It's a hardware button. You just tap it, and it goes back a stage. It won't go home. It goes back. I've never tried pressing and holding it. Oh, it triggers a refresh. Wait, does it? Let's see. Does it do it on here? Oh, it does. Oh, I didn't know that, actually. Okay, cool. I know the Hisense has an e-ink button you can toggle, but this one, okay, that's what it does. Yeah, fingerprints are pretty prominent on this all over the place. You see, the thing about matte devices is that typically they're textured to a microscopic degree where it has little tiny bumps and mountains on the film surface, and there's never a flat enough surface to leave a fingerprint on a matte thing. It'd be the same kind of thing like you have a piece of paper versus a piece of glass. The glass is flat enough and is non-porous, and there's no holes on a piece of glass so that if you put a fingerprint, there's your fingerprint. It can adhere. You put it on a piece of paper or a piece of textured leather, it can't adhere because it's too textured to be flat enough to show an image to transfer anything. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why that goes down like that. But yeah. Oh, we're showing my phone now. Oh, unless you want to see my phone, I got a new phone. Yeah, I put a video of it because I was just kind of, well, I got a new phone and it was rare that I got a new phone, but haven't had a new phone since 2018. So it's been a minute. Yeah, you can download things on here: Amazon Kindle, Good E-Reader App Store, Manga, Rock, etc. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions on that, I'll just wait here. No, I'm kidding. Oh, sounds like we need a matte screen protector on it. Problem solved. Yeah. Logic states that if you put a matte screen protector on here, you should be good. Again, I'm looking around my office here, see if I have any screen protectors to apply. Actually, I might have one on my desk here. If I even just put if I just put any sort of film, just so I can show you what it'll look like. No, I don't have any here. But yeah, if you put a matte screen protector on this, oh, here's my phone. You should be good to go because it'll really cut down on things. But when you have, if you look at our teardown, I'm going to show you guys because, oh, I can't show you, right? We can't screen share. Go to our YouTube channel and look at our teardown. We actually rip open a color e-reader. We do. It hurt, but we did it. Between the actual layer of where you see Mr. Owl reading all his books and your eyes, there's a lot of layers there. Tons of layers. And it gets even worse when you have a touchscreen, or when you have a glow light, or when you have a capacitive layer, when you have a note-taking layer, because all of those things adds a layer. The only reason that things work when we interact with it is because there's a layer there to accommodate that. If I grab a pen and I tap on the screen, it's not going to do anything. If they add a Wacom layer on there, this is a Wacom pen, now I can do it. So actually your average e-reader has the screen. The screen is never exposed, truthfully. Even if you have a sunken screen and bezel, it's never exposed. There's always a gel or plastic layer baked on there from factory. So here's the EPD, the electronic paper display, with its little flex cable. So there's the raw display. They put a baked layer of protection film on there. Then they'll put some glue adhesion, and then they'll put the glow light on there. And how the glow light works, if you see from our video, there's a little flex cable with LEDs on it, and it actually shoots into the layer. It doesn't shoot on or below. It shoots into the layer and perfectly just illuminates the gel layer that is on all of our favorite e-readers, like that. And then if it's capacitive, well, now we got to put a digitizer to digitize your physical touch from the real world to the digital world. And then it's like, okay, what else are we doing? Oh, we need a Wacom layer. There's another Wacom layer. All right, now we need a top layer to seal everything in. And then if it's a color unit like a Big Me or a Nova 3 color, we got to put a color array filter earlier than all this on there. And then it's like, okay, we're almost done. Oh, wait, the glass layer on top. Piece of glass. And then it's like, okay, oh, we got to put a screen protector on there for the customers. So you see, it's actually how it happens. So the more features your device has and the more things it can do, there's just more stuff in front of your eyes. And that's why, surprisingly enough, the basic Lux by Pocketbook, no touchscreen layer, it has a glow light, and it's a recent unit. Surprisingly, it looked pretty nice. It looked quite a bit better than a lot of other things in its class, just because it has less junk in front of your eyes. Granted, this is all nitpicky stuff that only we as industry leaders have to worry. You know, you look at something and you're saying, oh, there's far too many layers in front for my liking. I'm just going to silence my phone. But if you actually break it down, there's quite a bit of stuff. And we have to report on this. Otherwise, how else are everyone else going to know, right? So, yeah. Mike says, screen protector, right? Kip Slayback. Cool. Xperia 1 Mark III. It is. It's pretty cool. Yeah, looks nice. I got the colors were terrible. Color choices were awful. Can't even notice. All the colors look the same on this phone. It was terrible. Black, gray, sage green, and berry. And this was berry. It looks like someone squished a bunch of blueberries and raspberries together. That was cool because I always loved Xperia and their purple phones. I had Xperia Z1, 2, and 3, and Absolutely love their phones, and they're great. And yeah, unfortunately, although we are a distributor of Sony, they didn't give me this for free because we're not a distributor for their smartphone department. We're a distributor for e-readers, and we sell e-ink products like the smart home remote. Excuse me, I've been talking for hours today. And the Fez watches. We sell the whole line of Fez watches. The black, white, Fez Watch U, the black and white smart remotes. And we're keeping the e-readers alive. We got the PRS 350 Pocket. Of course, the DPT and all that stuff. So they're not paying us to say this. And no, they didn't give me this phone. I really wish they did. Could just call them up and be like, can you give us a phone for review? And like, no. That video I did, I did an unboxing. I really just came into the office and I was like, hey, before we start doing all the MeBook stuff and the the Poke 3 Special Edition, can I fire off a video? And I just did it there. I don't know. It's just fun because it's not every day I get a really expensive phone. I'll probably use it for 4 years, hopefully, and then not upgrade every single year. Sony's ridiculous. This is the last thing I say on Sony. I just got this. It's like fairly brand new, and they already have the 4 coming out, the Sony Xperia 1, the IV or the Mark IV, and then they have the 5 Mark III, and then the 10 Mark III, and now they have the I Pro, which is a $2,000 camera with a phone attached to it. It's like you can't keep up. What are you gonna do? Like switch every 6 months? No. All right, Stephen Prosser, does it have speakers installed? No, it does not. No speakers, because again, as to talk about someone else's comment, I think it was someone saying the A7. Why Toshige said the A7 was better. This is not a phone, and it's not a multimedia device. It is not a multimedia device at all. You can't watch videos. Videos are unwatchable, and we've proved that on our review video. We did a full review on this, and we like closed everything. Sorry, my nose is super itchy. Allergies are coming up, everybody. If you live in a place that has regular 4 seasons, allergies are coming. Yeah. Hay fever, as most people call it. North America, Canada, we just say, oh, you got allergies? Get some Allegra. Sponsored by Allegra. No, it's not. This is not a multimedia device. It's just an ebook reader. And PDFs. You could do PDFs if you really had to. What else we got here? Gaijin Cool Goods. Oh, that's interesting. As a gadget freak, I want it, but from a practical standpoint, probably ends up in my desk drawer after a few weeks. Funnily enough, it was in my desk drawer after 1 week of using it, because I was using it at my desk, and then I was just like, oh, something else came out in the world, and I just continued my life and put it in the desk drawer. I did. We sent one off to get developed on, to put some English on it, and this one was just in my desk drawer. So, funnily enough, it's exactly what you said would happen. Deadshot. I feel for you. I do understand the urge. There's a massive delay. Was it to buy a new phone? Because, yeah, that was... I was like... My last phone, I still got it. It's right here. It was... Oh, something's going to fall. My Asus Zenfone 5. I have this camera set up. It's for something completely different. It's for my other YouTube channel. Something I do on the side. But yeah, Zenfone 5Z was a fantastic unit. I loved it. I used it since 2018... January, and I absolutely love it. I wanted to still use it, but it just wouldn't work with specific bands and the current thing I was trying to do, so I needed a new phone. Kip Slayback, I've got the matte black because it was all we got in the US. Oh yeah, for the Xperia 1. Oh, you got the matte. Nice. Yeah. I was looking at black, but then I'm like, I mean, for the Xperia 1 Mark II, they had all these colors. They had like white with a piece of glass on the back. It was really interesting. You could get all these colors. And if you put a clear silicone case, you'd have a white phone, which is awesome. The Mark III didn't have that luxury. They only had, even Japan had like the most colors, and we didn't have anything else except these dark colors that absorb all light beyond recognition. You don't even know what color you have. If I just go, oh yeah, hey, how's it going, everyone? You won't know what color I have because you can't see it. It's quite sad. I wish I just had that nice glass black panel bright purple, because that was like a very nice tantalizing flavor of color for a smartphone. Joe Prostko. I was eyeing up the 1.3. Okay, we're talking about Xperia now. All right. I was eyeing up the Xperia 1.3, but the initial review said the Snapdragon 888 was running really hot. A lot of people said that. It depends on what you do with your phone. You know, people these days are like, oh yeah, I got iPhone 13. Oh yeah, I got it from Rogers or AT&T. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, it's $2,000. Got max capacity, and you rattle off these specs, right? You do all these like bicep measuring of like who's got the best phone. And it's like, oh man, you got 12 gigs of RAM. Oh, what are you gonna do? Oh, Instagram stories, and it's like, well, then why do you need such a powerful phone? Like, it's that street cred right there. Sure, it's not practical. This has 12 gigs of RAM. What? I'm not gonna use that. If you're a hardcore gamer and you put it in a dock and stuff like that, yes, you're probably right. The Snapdragon 888 will be a little bit hot. And they said the Mark II was less prone to overheating, but unless you're doing that and you're really putting it through its paces and testing it, stress testing it, you're gonna have no problem with phones overheating if you just use it normally. If you're gaming on it, I can see, sure. Normal usage, almost never. I've done full 4K videos on this with all three cameras, and I've no issues whatsoever with overheating. So yeah, I do hear you though. You are right. Kip Slayback, love mine. Amazing taking photos. Right? It's got a like an actual mechanical zoom on the large telephoto lens part, and it's a deep camera. I wish I could show you. You can even see the depth. That camera right there, where is it? That one is so in there, it almost looks like it's on the back of the screen. It's so crazy. Yeah. Wow, we're really talking about Xperia here. Okay. Oh, here we go. Donghai Li said something in Chinese. Oh, let me see if I can translate it first. Okay, so it says like blue something, 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 something. Yeah, no, none of those characters are in Japanese. All right, let's see here. There we go. Donghai Li says, does space have a Chinese speaking audience? I guess Goody Reader have a Chinese speaking audience. Chinese is like the most prevalent group of the language, culture, written script in the world. I mean, almost a third of Canada is Chinese, like 29% or something like that. So yeah, I mean, like mathematically speaking, right? If you divide just say 7 billion divided by 1.3, what does that leave you? Like a fifth, right? 7, how many, let's see, billion divided by 1.3 billion. Yeah, it's like a fifth of 1 in 5 people on the planet are Chinese. So like, mathematically speaking, yeah, sure, it's a good idea we review Chinese devices. I mean, why not? But yeah, people in our company speak and read and write Chinese. So yeah, we have a large audience. Granted, in China, for the most part, out of the box society world, you can't go on Google and go youtube.com Goody Reader, because they don't have YouTube and Facebook and Meta and Instagram and Google in China. They don't do that. They don't have those. You can't YouTube something in China on normal circumstances. You have to use VPNs, you have to use IPs, you have to use tunnels, stuff like that, because you can't do it. So yeah, I mean, we have an audience, but yeah, we welcome all, of course. It's me, V31. All right. Hi, I just jumped in. Yay or nay on the Inkpalm? Love the idea of small e-readers like this. Oh man, it's the greatest thing ever. You got to buy one today. No, this is... It's a silly upgrade over the first gen because it's not really a next gen. It is. That's what they delivered this to us. They give us a little file folder. They just look like these little file folder things, and they have info in it. And they'll say, "Hey, Goody Reader, thanks for accepting our parcel to review our thing." When we reach out to companies, sometimes says thanks for reaching out, etc., etc. They said this is the Xiaomi, for all intents and purposes. Moan has their hand in it, Get has their hand in it, this, that, and the other thing, sure. There's parent companies, there's all this crap going on. This is a Xiaomi Inkpalm 5 Mini 2nd gen for the narrative of the world that exists. That's what this is. Is it night and day over the first gen? No, in fact, the first gen has a bigger battery. Less refined, more refined, whatever. It's a bigger battery. This is pretty much the exact same thing with the language option and no choice to choose any other language. So To be completely honest, if you're just reading books, don't expect anything else. You sideload in an app and you're like, oh man, I can sideload apps. You can, but everything's not going to work. Oh, I can do this, that, and the other thing. Well, you can, but maybe when you're scrolling, something's going to force close. This is my honest opinion, if you're just looking to read books, just like I showed you guys, I'll show you again because it was like 20 minutes ago. I'm going to read a book. This is Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol, sponsored by Charles Dickens. If you're just going like this and you're using the physical buttons to change page, or your finger or your thumb, just tap, tap, tap. Yes, it's good. Is it the best thing ever? No, but it is good. Oh, look at that. This is a great book. Wow, this isn't affecting my eyes. And if it's just at you, likely you won't get any other light source. Just don't have the sun right behind your head and angle it at the sun into your retina. But if you're just reading a book, yeah, it's good. It is a good unit. Does it do something that nothing else does? No, not one bit. It does absolutely nothing to the world of e-paper and e-ink other than be very cheap and good at reading books, because it's $179. And again, if you're just joining us, in the world of $2,000 Guidos and $2,100 Padmus and $4,000 Ricoh whiteboards that are made out of e-ink, in the world of really expensive products nowadays, Big Me Carve just came out. It's a big bang for your buck, but it's still $1,000 to have something 180 bones. It is good. So yeah, I'd say it's good. It's not great, but it is good. Luis David Oidor Rojo, or Rojo if it's Portuguese. Me too. I want to see the Inkpalm. Yeah, this is it. This is the new Inkpalm. Right, her. Vanessa, me too. Wait, what's everybody saying? Oh, I see. You're saying yay or nay, like, you're all talking to each other. Whoops, sorry, I'm butting in. Ostrus Pant, the coolest name that has ever graced our presence. When are we getting MeBook P78 Pro Plus review? Can Hisense A7 replace both phone and Kindle? Okay, first, Ostrus, the MeBook's right here. We showed it a little bit. This will be on the poll for next week. Haven't done the review yet because we've been doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Finished the Poke 3 stuff and some other things. What time is it? We're good for another 12. Yeah. So this is good. What are you talking about? What am I doing? Oh yeah. And then you ask, can the Hisense A7 replace both phone and Kindle? Yes, the A7 does. The A7 is way more capable than the Kindle. It's has way more function. You can do anything on an A7, and it comes with a factory matte screen protector, and you can get a color version. And the A7, you can put SIM cards in it and an SD card and have audio and have a glow light, and just it's this all-in-one master machine. It's great, and it's any language under the book. A7CC are fantastic units, and it can replace your phone and a Kindle. That's what it's on our earth to accomplish. Vanessa Ann, I hate the glossiness of the screen. I know. It's silly. It really is. Mike Bergman, what is your all-time favorite ebook reading device if you had to pick one? Oh, come on. No, that's a good question. Everyone asks me that. I don't know. You can't pick one. And there's a lot of stuff that ends up on the cutting room floor here, Goody Reader. We film stuff constantly. You'll see videos that pop up all the time. We do unboxings of things that we don't do reviews on because it just nothing pans out. So there's tons of stuff that we don't that come in. We got the M5 stack. It came out. It's this 5-inch developer kit thing, and we've never done a review on it because it doesn't pan out, and things are either good or they're bad. Favorite e-reader? I don't know, man. Libra 2 is kind of nice. In terms of build quality, unfortunately it's Chinese only, but the iReader XS is great. Built so well. It's a shame. There's a lot. I can't pick one. I can't. I'll have to save that for another day. I can't pick one. Jason Bispo says, unlocked. Do you sell the A7 unlocked? There is no locked A7. A7 isn't sold through a provider. It is not. It is only unlocked. If you get an A7 and someone says, oh, it's a locked A7 or AT&T, no, it isn't, because they've never locked them. They're all unlocked. And if you guys, I'll do a quick thing. if you guys are ever wondering about if your phone works with if your provider works with a phone, if your provider's SIM card says it works with band 3 and your phone has the functionality to have band 3, it will work. That's pretty much it. You do like 850 uplink, 950 downlink, all that stuff, 1700, 2100. As long as your bands are the same, they will work. And if you look at the list of bands on like these latest phones, pretty much everything, like 1, 2, 3, all the way up to like 77 for the most part. So check your bands, contact your, just type in like AT&T bands, Kudo wireless bands, just like that. Yeah. What is the big difference between the Inkpalm and the A5 Hisense beside phone calls? Everything. The A5 Hisense is a multimedia masterpiece, and the Inkpalm is a very, very little tiny singular purpose device. They are not in the same category. Again, please do not take this shape to mean anything about a smartphone. This and a smartphone are completely separate worlds apart. This is on Astro 7, one of the moons of Jupiter. I don't know the names. This is not a smartphone. It kind of looks like one only because that's the way they built it to put it in our hands so we could use it, but it's not a smartphone. It doesn't have any cellular connectivity whatsoever. It's not a smartphone. They can't be compared. That's like saying, oh, what's the main difference between a Kindle and an iPad? It's like those are massively different things. Vanessa N, anything else comparable to this small ink device without glossy front? No, Vanessa, that's the reason this exists. That's the reason this has a massive, like people, a lot of you guys are like, why are you even bothering with this? Why? It's because this is so popular in the world, and maybe not just in your country, North America, or wherever you guys are viewing. This is massively popular. Romania, Pakistan, UAE, India, Sri Lanka, Fiji. This is a hit in the world right now. It has been since the first gen. It's the only 5-inch, 5.2, in the world right now. The Hisense A5 is a multi-$100, $300, $400, depending on where you're buying it, device that has a cell phone, cellular radio, and this is just an e-reader, and it replaces and killed the Kobo Mini essentially, and is the only choice on planet Earth for a small screen e-book reader. Are there other 5-inch e-ink devices that you can sideload a book onto? Sure, but this is the only one. It is. That's it. There is no other one. There's some 6 inches. There's some 5.97s on AliExpress, but this is it. That's true. It's a real fact. It's me, UNV31. Follow-up. Any readers that size you recommend? No. Same question as Vanessa's. There's no alternative, period. Magic Blue. Was the first generation 5 also glossy? Yeah, it was. Wait, the back might not have been glossy, but you don't read the back of a unit, so it doesn't matter. The front was the same gloss. Jason Bispo, amazing. I'll be purchasing that next. Awesome, yeah. Whether you buy it from us or not, it's totally fine. Hit us up if you have any questions. We have a lifetime of knowledge. We do in e-readers. Stephen Prosser, Telus in BC got annoyed at me for suggesting that I wanted a Hisense e-ink phone. They said it was not going to work. Oh, no. Stephen, man, don't even ask. Oh, God, every time you go to a cell phone shop, BYOP, bring your own phone, is something they don't want to hear. I go into a shop, I'm like, hey, can I get a Fido SIM card? Or can I get a Yahoo? I'm on Yahoo Mobile here in Japan. Can I get a Yahoo SIM card? They're like, what kind of phone are you using? Would you like one of these phones over here? I'm like, no, just stop. I don't say that, of course. I'm very respectful. But in my head, I'm like, stop. I'm going to put my fingers together like this. I know that I can get your SIM and put it in, and they're like, oh, it might not work. No. Give me the SIM. I want a cheap plan, and I will put it in my phone, and it will work. Thank you. I scan for networks, and it will work. I guarantee it. They always try to upsell you, and then you get your phone on a plan, and they say, oh, it's free. No, it isn't, because you've just subsidized it elsewhere, and I still have to pay for it. And then if I want to cancel, you charge me cancellation fees. And before I leave, you say, hey, want a $20 glass screen protector? And you're like, no, thank you. And then you bounce. Now, don't listen to the providers, man. If you know your stuff to any degree and you've done a little bit of research, please just walk into a cell phone store with some confidence. All you need is a SIM card chip. That's your key. You go home and you put it in your phone yourself if your phone is unlocked. Yes. Dong Hai Lee, excuse my pronunciation. Well, I love watching your videos very much. Videos are very professional, but there's no professional channel for e-ink screen equipment like yours in China, which is really weird because China makes more e-ink devices and they make all the devices for everyone else. Barnes and Noble, no, Barnes and Noble made in Taiwan. What do you call Kindle, any smartphone that has e-ink on it, basically anything, even the Fujitsu and the Sony stuff now, it's all made in China. And yeah, I guess Donghai. Well, there is no YouTube in China. I think you guys use Youku, right? You use Youku, and not Taobao. That's a shopping network. What do you guys use? I can't remember off the top of my head. You guys have a video service in China. What's the number one video? What's the YouTube in China? I'm gonna ask that because there's no YouTube in China unless you use a VPN. What is the YouTube in China, Donghai? Please answer because I don't remember. Stephen Prosser, not gonna work with Telus as a yeah, no, yeah, don't listen to those guys, man. Uwowo, UWUOWO. Do you have any news about the Mira Pro? It's out. Yeah, Mira Pro's out. It's been out for months. The official release date and such. No, I don't know what to call you. Uwowo. If you go to our website, if you go to Onyx's website, if you go to wherever, you can buy a Mira Pro. Yeah, they're available. They didn't give us our sample because they can't allocate a $2,100 rental at this point in time, they said. But Weibo, Weibo, Weibo or Weibo or Weibo, I don't know how to say it and I apologize. Those guys, yes, I see those popping up ads all over the place. Yeah, so yeah, the Mira Pro is available. It has been for quite some time. Kip Slayback, AT&T's told me Sony One wouldn't work, and I have 5G. No, just stop. Yeah, not at you, but like stop. I bought this myself on Amazon. Just landed in my house. I literally got my Yahoo SIM card from my Asus phone that I brought from Canada to Japan. You just take your SIM card and you put it in, and it works. Don't let these people tell you otherwise. If you want to buy absolute marked up, like hotel refrigerator level of marked up consumer goods, and you want to buy a $59 case and a $20 glass screen protector that you can get for $1.20 on AliExpress, then yeah, go ahead and shop at a cell phone shop. But I can't bring myself to just, I'm not cheap, but at the same point, my goodness, they mark things up in a cell phone store. Like right here, actually, I just got a 2-pack. I can't even read this. It's all like mishmash of a whole bunch of languages. I got a 2-pack of glass screen protectors for my Xperia for like $6. I still got one. There's still one in there. Oh, I taped it. Like delivered, free shipping to my door. Versus going into a cell phone shop, same product, same, rough construction of product, for like $25 for one. And you're just like, there's no pride in saying I've shopped. There's pride in saying you've shopped locally, if it is local. But if it's still like, imported in goods that are just cookie cutter products with random packaging put together, there's no shame. There's no pride in like spending more money on something. I love shopping locally, local produce, locally made stuff, artisan stuff. You buy like a loaf of bread that the guy kneaded with like, his hands that he studied in the Alps of Switzerland to make bread. I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean, right? Like there's something to be said buying domestically, buying things made in your own country. That's fantastic. Stimulate your own economy. But when it comes to just like one-off things that are just, like that, like a cell phone case. Where's my Asus cell phone case? This thing right here I remember, this is infamous, and my buddy can back me up, Adam, he bought the same one. This is a 97-cent case from AliExpress. How can you pay any more for that? That's all it is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's the world, Weibo, yeah, Weibo or Youku, yeah, those are the ones. And the Hisense A7 front screen is glossy or matte without the screen protector. Without the screen protector, the A7 and the A5 and the Xiaomi and everything is all glossy on these phones and phone looking things, and that's just the way it is. They put all these factory screen protectors on it to protect it. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to wrap up. Yeah, I was like, wait. Oh, wait. All right. Thank you all so much. We know we've gone a lot of off topic, and you guys were, you girls and boys, and you ladies and gents, gals and guys, are fantastic for sticking through us, going off topic, looking at the Mi Book, looking at the phones. A lot of you weighing in on the Xperia stuff. Might be something there. Very, very much appreciated all of you for stopping by. We hope this has been educational in some way, shape, or form. You've taken away something from this very simplistic unit. We tried to stretch an hour. There's not much to this, honestly. It's just a very, very cheap and cheerful, digestible coaster that you eventually set your coffee on when you're on your desk. That's all. We're going to put a poll. It's going to be the... I don't even know. I was going to say, like, I have some throw when it comes to what gets displayed, but mostly it's our marketing team and YouTube that mostly decides what we should have on the thing that better it best goes with like SEO and keywords and stuff like that. And yeah, you know, it's fine. I mean, I can obviously run in there and be like, no, I don't want to do that, but usually it's very autonomous the way we do it. So, you know, they'll be like, okay, what's trending right now? Mi Book as an option, maybe the Xiaomi Mix 7, the Poke 3 Special, those kind of things. So yeah, that poll will pop up very soon. Thank you all so much. Very appreciated. Thank you a million times over. You guys are fantastic for joining in. And granted, on a live that we didn't even schedule because we can't schedule right now. We will be back next Thursday. Mike and I will be back at the end of the month. Once a month, we'll do a wrap up. You are all fantastic. If there's anything, suggestions, you guys always bring up things that even impress us. There's times that you have told us things like, hey, did you know these guys were making an e-reader? And then we ask at our table discussions and stuff when we go to the office, and we're like, did any of you guys know about this? Like, it pointed out by a user of ours, not even anyone on our team. Throughout like 3 countries we operate, like you pick things and see things that we don't all the time. So thank you very much. It's very, very nice of a community you've helped be a part of for us, and we're very grateful. So thank you all. See you next week. If you guys want to watch the VOD, stay tuned for the VOD. And as always, I can drink some tea for 18 seconds until we log off. So thank you all. Y Tashige, Sengen, Uwo, MZ, we want more E-Ink in the world. Stephen Prosser, as always. Jason Bispo. Oh, look, Courtney Bowman. Oh, wait, no, she's not here. I'm going to hold that against you now. Oh, my mom just said bye-bye, bye-bye. Message you in a bit with some snow pictures of the boy. Oh, yeah, I'll show you guys this real quick. My son, yesterday, just had his first snow cone. Snowed like crazy, so we got some snow and sprinkled some Canadian honey on it over here in Japan, and he had his first snow cone. Oh, man, he loved it. Absolutely loved it. Thank you all so much. See you next week. You all are fantastic. Thank you. Luis, yes, thank you.